कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरु नागेन्द्रहाराय त्रिलोचनाय भस्मङ्गरागाय महेश्वराय नित्याय शुद्धाय दिगम्बरागाय तस्मै नकाराय नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय। रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्रमवेरसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताये पतये नमः। ॐ मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जेतेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमातं वरिष्ठं वातात्मजं वानरयूतमूकं श्रीरामदूतं शिरसि नमामि। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरि ओम। Behediye, please resume your seats. I'll hand over to members of the Kirtan group who will engage in Kirtan. And while they do so, I invite you all, those of you who are on the benches, to please join with them as well, singing lustily, clapping your hands and glorifying Bhagwan. These young men will now go to the Murti of Lakshmi Mata where we will perform her puja.
जय जय गणपति जय गणपति जय गणेश जय गणपति जय 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 गणपति जय गणपति जय गणेश जय गणपति जय जय गणपति विघ्न विनाशन हारी गणपति विघ्न विनाशन हारी गणपति विघ्न विनाशन हारी गणपति विघ्न विनाशन हारी गणपति जय गणपति जय गणेश जय गणपति जय जय
जय गणपति जय गणेश जय गणपति जय जय।
लंबोदर पीतांबर सोहे हरि मणि मुकुट नयन रत्नारे
लंबोदर पीतांबर सोहे हरि मणि मुकुट नयन रत्नारे
गजमणि माल गले बिच सोहे
गजमणि माल गले बिच सोहे
माल लला में चंद्रकला में गणपति वेद विनाशन हारे गणपति वेद विनाशन हारे गणपति जय गणपति जय गणेश जय गणपति जय जय। मोदक लेत तीत जननी जब ठुमक छलक नूपुर झनकारे
मोदक लेत जेठ जननी जब ठुमक छलक नूपुर झनकारे
रिधि सीधी दो चवर दुलावत
रिधि सीधी दो चवर दुलावत
सुर समूह लखी होत सुखारी गणपति वेद विनाशन हारी गणपति वेद विनाशन हारी गणपति जय गणपति
गणपति जय गणेश जय गणपति जय 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 गणपति जय गणपति जय गणेश जय गणपति जय 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 गणेश जय गणपति जय 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 गणेश जय गणपति जय जय.
We join in reciting the mantras of the Mahalakshmi Ashtakam in observance of the upcoming celebration of Diwali.
नमस्ते अस्तु महामाये श्रीपीते सुरपूजिते शङ्खचक्रगदा हस्ते महालक्ष्मी नमोऽस्तुते महालक्ष्मी नमोऽस्तुते नमस्ते गरुडारूढे भयङ्करी सर्वपापहरे देवी महालक्ष्मी नमोऽस्तुते महालक्ष्मी नमोऽस्तुते सर्वज्ञ सर्ववर्णदे सर्वदुष्टभयङ्करी सर्वदुःखहरे देवी महालक्ष्मी नमोऽस्तुते महालक्ष्मी नमोऽस्तुते सिद्धिबोधिप्रदे देवी मुक्तिप्रदायिनी मन्त्रमूर्ति सदा देवी महालक्ष्मी नमोऽस्तुते महालक्ष्मी नमोऽस्तुते आद्यन्तर्पिते देवी आद्यशक्ति महेश्वरी योगजे योगसम्भूते महालक्ष्मी नमोऽस्तुते महालक्ष्मी नमोऽस्तुते स्थूला सूक्ष्ममहारौद्रे महाशक्ति महोदरी महापापहरे देवी महालक्ष्मी नमोऽस्तुते महालक्ष्मी नमोऽस्तुते पद्मासनस्थिते देवी परब्रह्मस्वरूपिणी परमेशी जगन्माता महालक्ष्मी नमोऽस्तुते महालक्ष्मी नमोऽस्तुते श्वेताम्बरधरे देवी नानालङ्कारभूषिते जगत्स्थिते जगन्माता महालक्ष्मी नमोऽस्तुते महालक्ष्मी नमोऽस्तुते महालक्ष्मी अष्टकं स्तोत्रं यहावती भक्तिमन्दिरा सर्वसिद्धि महाभूति महालक्ष्मी प्रसादता महालक्ष्मी प्रसादता महालक्ष्मी प्रसादता.
With the driver of PEG 1529, you are required to remove your car from in front of the pharmacy, please. PEG 1529.
मासतो मासद्गमे तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमे
मास्तु मासर्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय
मासतो मासद्गमे तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमे
मास्तु मासद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय
पीराओं से मुक्ति मिले निर्मल जीवन कमल खिले
पीराओं से मुक्ति मिले निर्मल जीवन कमल खिले
रहे मृत्यु का रंजन वे तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय
मास्तु मासद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय
अंधकार का कर संहार चरता पर भी करो प्रहार
अंधकार का कर संहार
चरता पर भी करो प्रहार सदा ज्योति की ही हो जय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय
मास्तु मासद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय
करो तृप्त मा ज्ञान सुधा देकर अक्षय प्रेम सुधा
करो तृप्त मा ज्ञान सुधा भीकर अक्षय प्रेम सुधा
कर दो जीवन अमृत में तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय
मास्तु मासद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय
जीवन में दुख रहे नलेश स्वर्ग बने वसुधा देश
जीवन में दुख रहे नलेश स्वर्ग बने वसुधा आदेश
श्वास श्वास हो मंगल में तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय
मास्तु मासद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय
मासतो मासद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय लक्ष्मी मैया उतारे तेरी आरती बरसारो माँ कृपा लक्ष्मी मैया उतारे तेरी आरती बरसारो माँ कृपा सबकी नैया दुखों से तू ही तारती बरसा दो माँ कृपा सबकी नैया दुखों से तू ही तारती बरसा दो धन देने वाले तू ही जग को पाले।
अन्न धन देने वाले तू ही जग को पाले।
अन्न धन देने वाले तू ही जग को पाले।
अन्न धन देने वाले तू ही जग को पाले।
दया से तेरे हम सब जीवे सबको तू संभाले।
दया से तेरे हम सब जीवे सबको तू संभाले।
लक्ष्मी मैया उतारे तेरी आरती बरसा दो माँ कृपा। लक्ष्मी मैया तेरी भक्ति जागे दिल में निश दिन करते वंदन।
तेरी भक्ति जागे दिल में निश दिन करते वंदन।
तेरे भक्ति जागे दिल में निश दिन करते वंदन।
तेरे भक्ति जागे दिल में निश दिन करते वंदन।
तू है शक्ति परमेश्वर की का तो सबके वंदन।
तू है शक्ति परमेश्वर की का तो सबके वंदन।
लक्ष्मी मैया उतारे तेरी आरती बरसा दो माँ कृपा। लक्ष्मी मैया प्रेम का दीप जला के मैया आरती तेरे उतारे।
प्रेम का दीप जला के मैया आरती तेरे उतारे।
प्रेम का दीप जला के मैया आरती तेरे उतारे।
प्रेम का दीप जला के मैया आरती तेरे उतारे।
ये जग ज्योति कष्ट निवारिणी हर लेना अंधियारी।
हे जग ज्योति कष्ट निवारी हर लेना अंधियारी।
लक्ष्मी मैया उतारे तेरी आरती बरसा दो माँ कृपा। लक्ष्मी मैया शरण तिहारी आए मैया मंगल तीरथ गाए।
शरण तिहारी आई मैया मंगल कीरत गाए।
शरण तिहारी आए मैया मंगल कीरत गाए।
शरण तिहारी आई मैया मंगल कीरत गाए।
हाथ जोड़ हम विनती करते चरणन शीश झुकाए।
हाथ जोड़ हम विनती करते चरणन शीश झुकाए।
लक्ष्मी मैया उतारे तेरी आरती बरसा दो माँ कृपा। सबकी नैया दुखों से तू ही तारती बरसा दो माँ कृपा। लक्ष्मी मैया उतारे तेरी आरती बरसा दो माँ कृपा। सबकी नैया दुखों से तू ही तारती बरसा दो माँ कृपा।
महारानी ओ जय लक्ष्मी रानी। तुझे घन धन की महारानी ओ जय लक्ष्मी रानी। तुझे घर घर पूजे प्राणी ओ जय लक्ष्मी रानी। तुझे घर घर पूजे प्राणी हो जय लक्ष्मी रानी।
मंदिर तिहारा चमचम करे, लाखों दियों की ज्योति भरे। मंदिर तिहारा चमचम करे, लाखों दियों की ज्योति भरे। भक्तों का महाभंडार भरे, हाथों से धन की वर्षा करे। तेरी हम पे भी हो मेहरबानी, ओ जय लक्ष्मी रानी। तेरी अन धन की महारानी, ओ जय लक्ष्मी रानी। हम मांगते माँ सोना का हार, हम मांगते माँ चांदी का हार। हम मांगते माँ सोना का हार, हम मांगते माँ चांदी का हार। हम तो भगत इतना मांगते, भूखा न कोई सोई यहाँ। सबकी रखना निज रानी, ओ जय लक्ष्मी रानी। हे अन धन की महारानी, ओ जय लक्ष्मी रानी। मन से जो माँ की पूजा करे, माँ उसकी सारी दुखड़े हरे। मन से जो माँ की पूजा करे, माँ उसके सारे दुखड़े हरे। गिरती हवा की किस्मत तुम्हां, चलती बढ़े और बढ़ती करे। कोई देवे न तुझसे दानी, ओ जय लक्ष्मी रानी। तेरे अन्न धन की महारानी, ओ जय लक्ष्मी रानी। तुझे घर घर पूजे प्राणी, ओ जय लक्ष्मी रानी। तेरे अन्न धन की महारानी, ओ जय लक्ष्मी रानी। ओ जय लक्ष्मी रानी, ओ जय लक्ष्मी रानी।
प्रेम से बोले श्री महालक्ष्मी माता की जय. At this juncture, I'll invite the children of the Bal Vihar class to move with the teachers down to the Bal Vihar, to the annex, I'm told, to the annex. So all of the children, young ones, please move across with your teachers to the Bal Vihar class. As they do so, the Shrutas here will be engaging in Havan, and so will each of us. So I invite you to sit upright. Visualize yourself in front of Agni Devata as each offering is being made. And we chant Swaha with each offering. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha Swaha. Om Shri Saraswate Namaha Swaha. Om Shri Guru Charana Kamalebhyo Namaha Swaha. Om Shri Brahmane Namaha Swaha. Om Shri Vishnave Namaha Swaha. Om Shri Rudraye Namaha Swaha. Om Shri Ramaye Namaha Swaha. Om Shri Krishnaye Namaha Swaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Namaha Swaha. Om Panchmukhi Pavan Putraye Namaha Swaha. Om Ishtadevatabhyo Namaha Swaha. Om Kuladevtabhyo Namaha Swaha. Om Gramadevtabhyo Namaha Swaha. Om Asthanadevtabhyo Namaha Swaha. Om Vastudevtabhyo Namaha Swaha. Om Saptarishibhyo Namaha Swaha. Om Vamvarunaye Namaha Swaha. Om Prithvimatabhyo Namaha Swaha. Om Gauri Adi Shurashmatrikabhyo Namaha Swaha. Om Indradi Diskrabhyo Namaha Swaha. Om Shri Suryaye Namaha Swaha. Om Shri Bhaumaye Namaha Swaha. Om Shri Buddhaye Namaha Swaha. Om Shri Gurave Namaha Swaha. Om Shri Mangalaye Namaha Swaha. Om Shri Shukaraye Namaha Swaha. Om Shri Sanishraye Namaha Swaha. Om Shri Rahave Namah Swaha. Om Shri Ketave Namah Swaha. Om Namo Narayanaya Namah Swaha. Om Triambakam Yajame Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Urvarukam Vandanam Mrityurmukshamamritate Swaha. Om Triambakam Yajame Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Urvarukam Vandanam Mrityurmukshamamritate Swaha. Om Triambakam Yajame Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Urvarukam Vandanam Mrityurmukshamamritate Swaha. Om Namah Shivaya Swaha. Om Dum Durgaye Namah Swaha. Om Mahalakshmi Mata Bhyo Namah Swaha. Om Aim Saraswate Namah Swaha. Om Ekadantaya Vedmehi Vakratundaya Dhimehi Tanno Danti Prachodayat Swaha. Om Tat Purushaya Vedmehi Mahadevaya Dhimehi Tanno Rudra Prachodayat Swaha. Om Anjani Sutaya Vedmehi Vayuputraya Dhimehi Tanno Hanuman Prachodayat Swaha. Om Tat Purushaya Vedmehi Vasudevaya Dhimehi Tanno Vishnu Prachodayat Swaha. Om Khatrayanaya Vedmehi Kanyakumari Dhimehi Tanno Durge Prachodayat Swaha. Om Mahalakshmi Vedmehi Vishnu Priya Dhimehi Tanno Lakshmi Prachodayat Swaha. Om Saraswati Vedmehi Brahmaputri Dhimehi Tanno Saraswati Prachodayat Swaha. We join now in reciting Gayatri Mantra 3 times. Om Bhurbhuvasva Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Diyo Yo Nah Prachodayat Swaha. Om Bhurbhuvasva Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Diyo Yo Nah Prachodayat Swaha. Om Bhurbhuvasva Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Diyo Yo Nah Prachodayat Swaha. Om Sarvadevata Sarvadevibhyo Namaha Swaha. Om Sarvadevata Sarvadevibhyo Namaha Swaha. Om Sarvadevata Sarvadevibhyo Namaha Swaha. Hari Om. Archman. Om Sarvatirtha Samayuktam Sugandhim Nirmalam Jalam Achmanyam Mayaratam Grihana Parameshwaram Achmanyam Achmanyam Samarpyamirum Achmanyam Samarpe. Each of you, wherever you are, direct your palms and seek the blessings of Agni Devata at this point. Om Shri Agni Devaya Bhyo Namo Namaha. So I'll invite the young men. I know they've been sitting in this posture for some time, so it might be a little uncomfortable. So at this juncture, we will have the pravachan, and then when the pravachan is complete, then they will go outside to offer the jhandi. So if you would like to sit on the benches, or those of you who could sit on the carpet, you are free to do so. If you would want to remain here, you're free to do so as well. Just be comfortable, because we have a talk for 2 hours. I'm not joking. It's 2 hours. We join our palms together for one moment of pratna. Hari Om Karpura Gauram Karunavataram Sansara Saram Bhujagendraharam Saravasantam Hridayarvinde bhavam bhavani sahitam namami bhavam bhavani sahitam namami bhavam bhavani sahitam namami. Prem se boli Umapati Mahadeva ki jai. Jai Sitaram, everyone. So those of you with your backs to me, you could turn a little bit. So firstly, let me once more welcome each and every one of you to the Krishna Mandir this beautiful Sunday morning. Particular welcome is extended to those of you who are with us for the first time, those of you who may be back with us after some period of not seeing you for some time, and to all of our regular devotees and members. I must again once more commend the teachers of Presentation College. I know Mr. Sanilal and Ms. Nohora, I think it is, who are here with us. And I don't know if there are any of the other teachers who are here. One other teacher. Whoever the other, who, yes. Yes, Anad Hulak, Sitaram Bhai. Joining with us this morning together with the students and parents to perform Mahalakshmi Mata Puja as we are approaching the celebration of Diwali. I must say in the years that the club or the student society has come, this is your greatest attendance or number. So I want to congratulate you. Please give them a round of applause. And I know that on Saturday coming, you will be having your Diwali program at the college compound. And that will be inclusive of a number of things, including cultural items and presentations. I think you have a tree planting ceremony as well. So a number of things that you are doing. And this morning, I want us to bear in mind a little bit the significance and relevance of the celebration, not only in terms of our scriptural injunctions, but more particularly for you young persons at various stages of your academic pursuits. So some of you are in lower forms, some of you are in Form 5, some of you are in 6th form about to venture out of the college. The relevance of the celebration of Diwali for you. As you're aware, there are many kathas that are associated with the celebration of Diwali. Our Ram Leela production crew just completed 3 days of Ram Leela at the Robbins Recreation Park on last Sunday. And the story of Prabhu Shri Ram and his return to Ayodhya after being exiled for a period of 14 years, that occasion of his return is one of the kathas that is associated with the celebration of Diwali. And it is said that the citizens of Ayodhya would have lit these diyas to welcome him, Sita Mata, Lakshman Bhaiya, and indeed all of the Vanas back to Ayodhya, and hence the reason for that. There's another katha that is associated, and that is with the destruction of the demon Asura, Narkasur. And there's a story associated with that that is also conjunct with Krishna Bhagwan and his celebration. Yet in other quarters, we recognize 5 days of Diwali and the celebration of 5 days of Diwali, 2 preceding Lakshmi Mata Puja on Diwali day itself, and then 2 days after, inclusive of Govardhan Puja and the celebration of Bhai Dooj. But the one I want to focus on this morning is taken from Bhagavad Mahapuran, and it is one that we are all familiar with. That is Samudra Manthan, or the churning of the ocean. Many would be aware that there were times of difficulties, and it was recommended by Brahmaji, both to the Devatas and Asuras, that the ocean of milk, this mystical ocean of milk, should be churned in order to get that divine Amrit or nectar that would use to empower the Devatas once more and to restore them to their power that they had lost to the Asuras. The katha is pretty lengthy, and I won't go into the detail of it because it will take us far too much time. But what I want to say there is, when there was that difficulty presented, the Asuras and the Devatas were on 2 different sides of the fence. One pursued a righteous course of living, and another did not. But yet, in that moment of crisis, in that moment of difficulty, they were able to find common ground and to come together in order to churn that ocean of milk. That in itself is a very important lesson. That sometimes in life, when we are faced with difficult circumstances, we really cannot do it alone. I'll repeat that. There are times in life when we are faced with difficult circumstances that we really cannot do it alone. And for many young people now, and indeed for persons generally, particularly following and during the COVID pandemic, mental challenges, anxiety, stresses, and so on became something that was really, really overwhelming for many persons. And in generations like mine and even before, when you were faced with difficulties like that, you basically kept it to yourself. And that is the worst thing that you can do. When you are faced with difficult times, with difficult circumstances, it is imperative that you recognize that you have support systems around you, and it is imperative that you reach out to those support systems, because sometimes we just cannot do it alone. So the Devatas and Asuras recognized that, and so they joined together to allow for this chaining of the ocean. So for young people, during this time when we are celebrating Diwali, we must remember that one lesson. Sometimes we cannot do it alone, and sometimes we need to reach out to seek help, because help is there. It is a very challenging time for you all, because there are many things, particularly with the death of that young boy Jadon from St. Stephen's College. The whole issue of bullying once more has come into the fore. And as I said last week, the issue of bullying is not something that is new. It is not something that is peculiar to your generation. It is not something that is confined to young people as well. We find this issue of persons being arrogant, being wrong and strong, as you would want to say, and taking advantage of people verbally, mentally, and very often at times physically, something that is very prevalent in our society. And I must say to you unequivocally that it is a wrong thing to do. And I'm sure nobody doubts that or disputes that. We all know that. But sometimes, in the moment, we do things and we say things which, if we are a little more circumspect about, we wouldn't do. If we think about it before we say it, if we think about it before we do it, we actually would not pursue that course of action. Recently, there was a minister of parliament in parliament saying certain things on a microphone, and that landed him in hot water. And I hope you boys are knowing what I'm talking about, because it is important for you to recognize what is going on in our society, to be mindful about it, to be aware about it, and to recognize when things are good and should be followed or emulated, and when things are absolutely horrible and they should be condemned as such. And that is an example of something that was horrible in the highest office of our land and should be condemned as such and never followed. So it's important for us to recognize that these incidents that we have is something that is common. So just that point. The second thing about this chaining of the ocean is that it is not a literal ocean of milk. That Shir Sagar, or ocean of milk, that is spoken to in our Katha, you young men of science, you would say, well, I know the geography of the world. I've never seen an ocean of milk. I've heard about the Red Sea, maybe even the Dead Sea, but I've never heard about the Sea of Milk. And you're quite right. But that is representative of the symbolism of our rishis and munis to convey a deeper meaning in our scriptures. And symbolism plays a very heavy role in conveying the message of Sanatan Dharma. And that's why when you sit here this morning and you look in front of you, you will see many different murtis there. And another thing that comes to you, particularly in a school where you are mixing with students of other denominations, sometimes you are questioned, you are asked, Hindus, boy, only have 1,000 gods. How do you reconcile that? What do you respond to that, and what do you say? You Hindus, you have a god that looks like a monkey. And you must be prepared as young men to answer what these questions and sometimes these attacks are all about from a position of knowledge. And make no doubt about it, our scripture has the perfect explanation for any question that could come your way. Hinduism preaches Ekam Sat. The truth is one, but the manifestations of that truth may be in different forms. Why? Because of our needs. So symbolism plays a very heavy role. When you are, during the course of the school term, Monday to Friday, between the hours of 8 and hopefully 3 o'clock, if you were to leave the school compound and you were to walk down High Street, obviously with the permission of your school authorities, so you're doing so legitimately, what would stand you apart from another person walking down that High Street? What would tell the person that this is a student from Presentation College? Any one of you all? Your uniform, excellent. Give him a round of applause. That uniform is a symbol of you being a student of Presentation College, just like the uniform of other schools would represent them, that they are students representing a particular institution. It is a symbol, and it means something. In the same way, our murtis and our forms and our kathas and so on mean something. So this Kshir Sagar, or this ocean of milk, speaks to our mind. It speaks to our mind. Our mind, which is inherently pure, because all of us are born innocent children with purity of mind and purity of thought. Never hear about a baby born with bad mind yet, have you? They're all very innocent. But as we go through life, that innocence becomes diminished. And we lose our way a little bit, and that's why this mind becomes very turbulent. And for everyone sitting here, we know even now we are sitting here. Students from La Prima College might be saying, "Wait, boy, why we weren't sitting up here this morning?" Right? Vishnu's saying that right now because he's an old boy from NAPS. The point is, our mind is always caught between different thoughts. Always, even when you're sitting here right now, each and every one of you, there are different thoughts running through your mind. Because that is how our mind is. And those thoughts are not always ones that lead us into a good direction. There are thoughts sometimes that could lead us down a pathway of destruction. Should I smoke marijuana? Should I drink alcohol? All of those things are thoughts that you're confronted with. Should I be mean to somebody on social media? Should I post something about them that is untoward? Again, all of those things. Should I go to school? Should I study? Should I do my homework? Should I lie to my teachers or my parents? Those are all undesirable thoughts. And they permeate our mind from time to time. Just like it was with that Kshir Sagar, good and bad. So as they were churning this ocean, many things emerged. One of the things that emerged was hal poison. That is associated with Shankar Bhagwan. That's why he has a blue throat when you see his manifestation. Because it emerged that negativity or that poisonous element that had the potential to destroy the entire universe. Right now we see, for example, the conflict that is going on in Gaza between Israel and Palestine. We see what is going on in Ukraine, and we see the very real potential, literally, for that conflict, that turmoil to destroy the world. We see it, and that's what's there before us. It's no different. Think about our Katha tens of thousands of years ago with a similar sort of element in it. That hal poison had the potential to destroy the entire universe. And what did they do in that situation? They turned to Bhagwan in the form of Shankar Bhagwan, and he was the one that was able to consume that poison and so preserve the sanctity of the world. So we must remember when that we are alone, when we are in times that these thoughts are overwhelming us, these thoughts have the potential to consume our mind in a negative way, we have the ability, if none else is there, to turn to God. And simple mantras and simple prayers can assist us in redirecting those thoughts away from negativity to positivity. So that is something, again, we must be mindful about, that our thoughts have the ability to produce things that are positive, that could uplift us, that could lead us to positions of excellence. But our thoughts have the very real potential to lead us down a spiral where it can lead to our destruction. And the challenge, therefore, for all of us is to avoid those thoughts, manage those thoughts, because we can't eliminate them totally, manage those thoughts so that they do not overcome us. Emerging out of that churning process, amongst other things, was the representation of the Divine Mother in the form of Mahalakshmi. And when we look at the Murti of Lakshmi, Mata, Lakshmi Maya, she's all compassionate, she's all merciful, she's all love, just like our earthly mother. All you ever get licks from your mother? Yes. And if we're all not giving them licks now and then, well. The discipline factor of a mother is unquestionable. It is unquestionable because a mother's compassion includes the compassion enough to discipline you. If a parent allows you to do everything you want, whenever you want, and however you want, that's not parenting. And unfortunately, we have many of that passing for parenting under the labels of different things, and it's leading to confusion in the minds of young children, young adults, and it's leading to delinquency and criminality. There must be some structure. Imagine after you passed SCA, they said, well, boys, you all can go to school whenever all you want. You don't have to show up. Whatever time you want to come, you could come. However you feel to dress, you could come. And whatever subject all you feel like doing or not doing, well, that's okay. You think any of you would produce excellence? No. Because there is no structure, there is no order. And there must be structure, there must be order, there must be discipline in order to get to a particular pathway. So Lakshmi Mata represents that blessing of prosperity. And we sometimes confuse that to say, well, the prosperity I'm praying for is to win the lotto, or to get more money, or to get a bigger house, or a nicer car, and beautiful clothes. Nothing is wrong with that. We need those basic things in life. But we cannot dwell on those material things alone. Lakshmi Mata has the potential to bless us with spiritual prosperity. That blessing of love, that blessing of compassion, that blessing of empathy, that blessing to be able to speak the truth and to stand up for what is right, those are the blessings that come our way from Lakshmi Mata. And hence it is no happenstance that when we celebrate Diwali and we do Lakshmi Mata Puja, one of the fundamentals of that is lighting a diya. Not plugging it in, but actually lighting the diya. And that clay pot with the oil and the wick that you ignite, again, has symbolism attributed to it. It represents that light over darkness. Can you boys tell me when is Diwali this year? Was that? Not hearing you. October 31st. Was that Diwali Day last year? No, it wasn't. Is that likely to be Diwali Day next year? No. So Diwali Day in our Hindu Patra or Panchang is not the same Western solar day every year. It's not like Christmas, which is the 25th of December every year. Because again, our Rishis and Munis selected that Diwali should be observed when? On the darkest night in the month of Kartik. And that happens to be the 31st of October this year. Coincidentally, it's Halloween too, right? But don't confuse the both, they're completely different. So, there's a reason behind that. Because that darkness that is there, and you see in this age where we have lights everywhere, on the ceiling, on the side, in the floor, all kind of lights, solar lights, electrical lights, gas light. Even if we don't have all of that, we have the light on the phone. We don't observe that darkness. But that darkness is there. And by lighting a diya on that night, it's surprising how that darkness becomes dispelled. When you light your diyas on Diwali night, I want you to take off all of the lights in the house and outside and so on. Go green for a while and see how that illumines that environment. And in the same way, symbolically, that light of that diya does that. That's the same blessing that Lakshmi Mata has for our mind. That light of divinity within us will illumine our mind. So many things we're saying about, right? We can't do things alone. The symbolism in our religion, that light of divinity. And the last point I want to make. Why Lakshmi Mata? Why didn't Shankar Bhagwan be the one associated with the diya? Why choose a representation that is a goddess? What is the relevance of that? One, relatability. All of us, without exception, at least at this time in 2024, have a biological and earthly mother. We don't know if AI will generate something in the future, but it will not be as we know it. That is a relationship that you can relate to unequivocally. Unequivocally, you know the relationship of a mother. You know the love that your mother would have for you, or a mother figure would have for you. And that is something you can relate to. And if you can relate to that, then you could relate to the fact that if my earthly mother loves me and cares for me so much, imagine that universal mother. In other words, imagine God's love. Now, if you can imagine that coming from a goddess like Lakshmi Mata, then I'm speaking now to the men. You all read papers? Mr. Sanilal is read papers? They read paper? Not really? Okay. So you know when I went to Presentation College, and I did go to Presentation College, many decades ago, one of the things we had to do was to purchase a newspaper, the physical copy, you can do the electronic copy if you want, and read it. Not just the sports section, you know, read it. And that is something I will commend to each and every one of you, being on top of current events and knowing what is going on in your community, in your country, and globally. And if you've been paying attention to that, as you should have been, quite apart from the horror of bullying that has reared its head and has attracted news and attention, has been within recent times the horror of domestic violence. You all have heard any stories about that recently? I'm seeing Saurav shaking his head, because I know Saurav's mommy will make him read the papers. You all have heard anything about domestic violence recently? Well, it is a very prevalent, unfortunately, issue that is happening and occurring in our country, where men are so consumed with their thoughts that they don't think that they have help and support, and instead they act out on that evil thought and that negative thought, perpetrating violence and unfortunately death to our women folk. That is the harsh reality. One individual, after, I don't want to use the language in the Mandir, but I will, after murdering his wife and his child, then tells his relative, "I'm so sorry. I don't know what came over me." A fine example, unfortunately, of somebody's thoughts overpowering their mind and feeling like they had nothing or no one to reach out to, not even God, to redirect those thoughts elsewhere. Do not any one of you fall prey to that thought. Because if you appreciate as Sanatanist Hindus that God is represented in the feminine aspect, then every female that you meet is your mother, is your sister, when you get older, your spouse or your daughter. And if you perceive persons of the opposite sex in that way, then you can never, ever harbor violence or violent thoughts against that person. And that is something I want to resonate in your mind. Whenever you are challenged by whatever circumstance, always remember God is there to redirect my mind. As deep a hole as you think you are in, emotionally and otherwise, you can, with the help of God and those around you, pull yourself out of that. That is the reason we celebrate Diwali in the way in which we do. That is why Lakshmi Mata is there as the goddess of prosperity. That is one of the symbolisms behind Sanatan Dharma for us to always appreciate and to remember. Because you see, as young men in Presentation College, if you remember your college hymn, the first line, Old Lady of Presentation. So even other denominations recognize the stature of the feminine aspect, not only Hinduism. But we do so in a very tangible way, in a very meaningful way, and we reinforce it each and every time, not only Diwali, Navratri, and other occasions, that reinforcement is there. So when we celebrate Diwali, we should say, hey, you know what? This is a representation that all of this type of abuse and violence, whether verbal, emotional, physical, whatever, is not in accordance with Dharma. And therefore, you must stand up as young persons for what is right. You must fortify yourselves so that when you get into the world, when you get into relationships, that you are able to handle it. You know, in Trinidad, we have a term, tabanca. All you know what tabanca is? You know what tabanca is? Hopefully not. And if you don't know what tabanca is, then don't ever try to appreciate that. Many young people say, oh God, I can't live without she. You can. You could really live without her. If I can't have her, then nobody else can. Really? You breathe life into that person? Only God has that power, we don't. And so it's important for us to understand, as young men with all hormones racing, all young ladies with hormones racing in our streams, that it's just that. It is just those thoughts that are permeating our mind that we can control, and that we have the power to control, and we have the responsibility to control. It's important. You must treat others with respect, not just your teachers. I'm sure when Mrs. Nohora comes to your classroom, you treat her with respect, because she represents that level of authority and respect. She is like Lakshmi Mata. And that is the kind of attitude and demeanor that we must all have when we are dealing with persons of the opposite gender. Particularly young men, when you're looking on. And I'm saying this to you, and you all must be thinking, well, why this Pandit telling me all of these things? I don't do anything like that. And that may be very true. I don't expect that from you all. But you are going to find yourselves in circumstances and places and situations where those things are being spoken about or thought about, and that's when your power comes in. That's when you yourself would be that person to speak to somebody else and discourage them from those thoughts, and to discourage them from those potential actions. You are the ones that will then shine like that deer, removing that darkness. Because you all, each and every one of you, without exception, even those of you who came late to the puja, not all of you, have the potential for greatness. Everybody has the potential for greatness. Everybody sitting here has the potential for greatness. What keeps us back from that? Our own choices and our own set limitations. And sometimes the definition of greatness. So I'm saying you have the potential for greatness, you think in Superman. I'm not thinking about that, Parents who are able to manage their lives and manage their families and nurture their children, that is greatness. Not some politician standing up on a soapbox or some CEO of an organization. That's not greatness. Greatness is when you are able to recognize the divinity within you, and for every action that you perform, for every word that comes out of your mouth, for every thought, you are doing so in accordance with your dharma. That is greatness. And when you do that repeatedly, success, opportunity, and other types of greatness will come your way, without question. Think about the world leaders that we recognize as great people for what they would have done. Think about the Martin Luther King Jr.'s. Think about the Nelson Mandelas. Think about the Mahatma Gandhis. They didn't start off being great, They got to that point because they allowed themselves to develop into greatness. And so it is with each and every one of you, reflecting upon the message of Diwali and the message of Lakshmi Mata. So just as I conclude, do not ever think that you're alone. Do not ever think that. Because there's always someone or somebody God will send to help you, even in your lowest moments. Remember that your dharma has the answer for anything that you could think about that presents a challenge. Anything. You just need to find the answers. And it relies heavily on symbolism. So when you hear or you read and you say, well, this is not making sense, go deeper. Go deeper to the philosophy because that symbolism is conveying that philosophy. As you celebrate Diwali, remember that darkness that is removed by that diya represents more than just that physical light. It represents that light of divinity within each and every one of us. And in the same vein, as we remember that in relevant times now and in contemporary times, how we treat women folk, how we condemn violence, how we treat and respect each other is a message conveyed fundamentally by the celebration of Diwali. And finally, remember that each and every one of you, with that divinity, has the potential for greatness. Just allow it to happen. This is my message to you for this occasion of Diwali. Having sat and performed Lakshmi Mata Puja, I pray that some of it will remain and resonate, and that you will continue to be persons, and all persons who are here, not just you guys, and I'm turning my attention to you all, but I am speaking to everyone. Allow ourselves to be those instruments of Bhagwan. Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. I am Shiva. I am God. And let you always remember that. Prem se bole Shri Mahalakshmi Mata ki jai. So I will now invite all of the young men. You're going outside with me to plant the jhandi. While that is going on, the group will be engaged in kirtan, and everyone who is seated on the bench, you are free to come up and perform your arati before the murtis and so on, and then resume your seats. When you guys come back in, the talis that are here, you will go to your parents or your grandparents or whoever is here, your elders, and you perform their arati by putting a flower on their head. You perform the arati by waving the tali 3 times around them, and there's meaning for all of this. You put down the tali and you bow, bend the back a little bit, and touch their feet and get their blessings. And then when you all finish that with your parents and so on, as a group, I want you to go to your 3 teachers who are here and perform their arati as well. Yes? Those instructions clear? Any need for me to repeat it? No. All right. Prem se bole Shri Mahalakshmi Mata ki jai. We are having a request here for Mr. Sanilal to please come to the harmonium. And he will be delivering, as the guy said last night on the Sri Sivak Sabha Diwali dinner, he will be delivering hot on the spot a wonderful bhajan. So while he engages, and Mr. Sanilal has a very beautiful voice, we will now, gentlemen, please come outside. And you, devotees, please come forward and offer your arati. Prem se bole Shri Mahalakshmi Mata ki jai.
सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणी नमोस्तुते नारायणी नमस्तुते धन जग जननी भवानी धन जग जननी भवानी धन जग जननी भवानी धन जग जननी भवानी भवानी उमाई अचल वरदानी धन जग जननी भवानी धन जग धन जग जननी भवानी दुर्गा भवानी लक्ष्मी भवानी हुमाई अचल वरदानी धन जग जननी भवानी जगमग 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 ज्योति विराजे ज्योत विराजे ज्योत विराजे जगमग जगमग ज्योति विराजे ज्योत विराजे ज्योत विराजे तेज प्रताप निधानी तेज प्रताप निधानी माई निधानी हो माई अचल वरदानी धन जग जननी भवानी धन जग जननी भवानी माई भवानी हो माई अचल वरदानी धन जग जननी भवानी दुखहरणी सया दुखहरणी रामा दुखहरणी दुखहरणी सुख संपत्ति भरणी संपत्ति भरणी संपत्ति भरणी दुखहरणी सुख संपत्ति भरणी संपत्ति भरणी संपत्ति भरणी सदा करत कल्याणी सकल करत कल्याणी माई कल्याणी हो माई अचल वरदानी धन जग जननी भवानी धन जग जननी भवानी माई भवानी हो माई अचल वरदानी धन जग जननी भवानी महिमा गम अपार तुम्हारो शेष सुरेश जानी महिमा गम राम महिमा गम राम महिमा गम अपार तुम्हारो पार तुम्हारो अपार तुम्हारो शेष सुरेश जानी शेष सुरेश जानी माई जानी हो माई अचल वरदानी धन जग जननी भवानी धन जग जननी भवानी माई भवानी हो माई अचल वरदानी धन जग जननी भवानी धन जग जननी भवानी धन जग जननी भवानी धन जग जननी भवानी 10 मास रहे जब गर्भई में, तब ही प्रभु से तुम कौन किया। मैं बाहर हूँ हरि भक्ति करो, तेहि कारण लोक भये दुखिया। इस आई जगत में भूल गयो, तेहि कारण लोक भये दुखिया। कभी दिहल है मन चेत न करो, भज राम सिया तुम जन्म रिया। राम मिलन कब हो, राम मिलन कब हो। हरि हो राम मिलन कब हो, अंदेश वाला की रहे। हरि हो राम मिलन कब हो, अंदेश वाला की रहे। हरि हो राम मिलन कब हो, अंदेश वाला की रहे। हरि हो राम मिलन कब हो, अंदेश वाला की रहे। देहिया रथवा में इंद्रियन पहिया,
रथवा में इंद्रियन पहिया।
देहिया रथवा में इंद्रियन पहिया। भव के पंथ चली, भव के पंथ चली, अंदेश वाला गिरही। हरि हो राम मिलन कब हो, अंदेश वाला गिरही। हरि हो राम मिलन कब हो,
अंदेश वाला गिरही।
पाप निशी में जीवन निंदिया,
जीवन दिया।
पाप निशी में जीवन निंदिया। भजन की भोर भई, भजन की भोर भई, अंदेश वाला गिरही। हरि हो राम मिलन कब हो, अंदेश वाला गिरही। सिया राम मिलन कब हो, अंदेश वाला गिरही। जागृत स्वप्न सुषुप्ति तुरैया, जागृत स्वप्न सुषुप्ति तुरैया। जीतो तब राम मिले, जीतो तब राम मिले, अंदेश वाला गिरही। हरि हो राम मिलन कब हो, अंदेश वाला गिरही। हरि हो राम मिलन कब हो, अंदेश वाला गिरही। वेद पुराण शास्त्र बहु व्यंजन, वेद पुराण शास्त्र बहु व्यंजन। पाकर बंजावली, पाकर वंदावली
वंदे सवाला गिरहे
हरि हो राम
मिलन कब हो वंदे सवाला गिरहे
हरि हो राम मिलन कब होय
वंदे सवाला गिरहे
हरि हो राम मिलन कब होय
वंदे सवाला गिरहे
हरि हो राम मिलन कब होय
वंदे सवाला गिरहे
हरि हो राम मिलन कब होय
वंदे सवाला गिरहे
We'll have a couple more bhajans followed by announcements. And for one of the announcements, I'm putting Shivman Maharaj on notice. She will do that announcement concerning the Diwali program next Sunday. So if we could have about 2 more bhajans at least before we conclude with announcements.
If any of the boys would like to come forward, they are free to come forward and sing a bhajan. We inviting you all.
ॐ नमो नारायणाय हरि ओम नारायणाय ॐ नमो नारायणाय हरि ओम नारायणाय ॐ नमो नारायणाय हरि ओम नारायणाय
Om Namo Narayanaya Hari Om Narayanaya
हरि 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 ओम नारायणा
Hari 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 Om Narayana
हरि 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 ओम नारायणा
Hari 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 Om Narayana
ओम नमो नारायणाय हरि ओम नारायणाय ओम नमो नारायणाय हरि ओम नारायणाय श्री राम
गंगा जटाधर भोला।
जय शिव शंकर हे परमेश्वर गंगा जटाधर बम भोला।
जय शिव शंकर हे परमेश्वर गंगा जटाधर बम भोला।
जय गौरी माता जय गौरी माता जय गौरी माता जय जय माँ।
जय गौरी माता जय गौरी माता जय गौरी माता जय जय माँ।
जय गौरी माता जय गौरी माता जय गौरी माता जय जय माँ।
जय गौरी माता जय गौरी माता जय गौरी माता जय जय माँ।
ओ हरि नारायणा हरि नारायणा हरि नारायणा जय राम राम।
हरि नारायणा हरि नारायणा हरि नारायणा जय राम राम।
हरि नारायणा हरि नारायणा हरि नारायणा जय राम राम।
हरि नारायणा हरि नारायणा हरि नारायणा जय राम राम।
हरि नारायणा जय राम राम।
हरि नारायणा जय राम राम। हे राम मेरे मन राम बसे। हे राम मेरे मन राम बसे। मेरे मन श्याम बसे। मेरे मन राम बसे। हे राम मेरे मन राम बसे। राम नाम जप लीजिए प्राणी। राम नाम जप लीजिए प्राणी। कौतिक पात कटे। कौतिक पात कटे। मेरे मन राम बसे। हे राम मेरे मन राम बसे। जन्म जन्म की अत जो पुरानी। जन्म जन्म की अत जो पुरानी। नाम ही लेते कते। नाम ही लेते कते। मेरे मन राम बसे। हे राम मेरे मन राम बसे। कनक कतोरे अमृत बरियो।
राम बसे हे राम मेरे मन राम बसे मीरा के प्रभु हरे अविनाशी मीरा के प्रभु हरे अविनाशी तन मन ताहि पते तन मन ताहि पते मेरे मन राम बसे हे राम मेरे मन राम बसे राम 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 बोलो राम 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 बोलो राम 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 श्याम 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 राधे श्याम 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 राधे श्याम 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 राम 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 बोलो राम 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 बोलो राम 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 श्याम 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 राधे श्याम 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 राधे श्याम 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 राम 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 बोलो राम 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 बोलो राम 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 बोलो राम 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 बोलो राम राम राम
जय
I'll invite Shivma Maharaj if she can give the announcement this morning, particularly concerning our Diwali program. So I'll invite her to the podium.
Sitaram, dear devotees, on behalf of management and members of the Krishna Mandir, we are so very happy to see so many of you here this morning. I know some of you all are the parents and teachers of these students. And before I go along, I would like to give the parents and the teachers and the students a round of applause this morning. Because it's so very nice to have these young men here. And also thank Pandit for that wonderful discourse. I mean, you know, very situations that are going on in the country right now, we have to pay attention, and it's good to inculcate these ideas in the minds of our young ones. And to everybody here this morning, please pay attention to what Pandit have said, and let us try to apply it in our lives. If we see something, say something. A lot of times things go on, and just by people not saying anything, it reaches to the stage what we read in the newspaper. So as a Mandir, we have to pay attention to what's going on. Once again, a special welcome. I'll join Pandit in welcoming everyone this morning to our service, and thank you all for coming. Our regular announcements, well, for anyone who has donations for the Mandir, you can see our executive members at the back of the Mandir. We really appreciate these donations because they help us to upkeep the Mandir and make it as beautiful as it is for all of us to worship. On behalf of the Sri Sevak Sabha, the President has told me to express their gratitude for everyone who assisted in the program that they had, the fundraiser yesterday afternoon. And we need to give them a round of applause also, because from what I have seen, the turnout was very good, and we all who were there, we had a very good time, and we enjoyed ourselves, and we look forward to next year already. For those of us who are celebrating a birthday or anniversary or any special occasion, we want to wish you all the best and remind you that you could join with us on Puja on a Sunday morning. Just see one of our members at the back, and arrangements will be made for you to do so. All right, so upcoming events, we have Diwali Puja, Pandit, on Diwali morning at 9 a.m., 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and Pandit will be going step-by-step Puja. For those who cannot performing at home, you can come bring all your ingredients and join with us for Puja. and the next day is Govardhan Puja at 6 p.m. So we want to take this opportunity to invite all of you all to join us and wish you all a wonderful day and hope to see you all when we next meet. Pandit?
Thank you very much, Vish. And the Diwali program as well, as was, so Shivmai is showing out a little bit. So our Diwali program will be held next Sunday from 5 p.m. right here at the Mandir. We are focusing on the youth, so we will have youth presentations of our Mandir, the talent of our Mandir, including the Bahal Vihar class, the youth group, and we will have a very special guest appearance by certain now famous personalities who've graced the theatrical stage, and they will be with us on Sunday evening. So I won't disclose who those individuals are. That is the teaser for you all to come out and to see these individuals when they make their guest appearance on Sunday evening. So we look forward to seeing you all with us as we celebrate Diwali, and it will be our Diwali program. The cost, absolutely free. So we want to see you all here. Join with us. You will have refreshments provided and the opportunity to light diyas, as well as Vishnu has said. The following on Diwali morning from 9 a.m. Pandit Devendra will be leading us in step-by-step Lakshmi Mata Puja. Lists have been emailed already to members on the email group as well as on the WhatsApp chat. So please look out for that. It will tell you what you need to bring so you can perform your puja. And then on the following day at 6 p.m. for Govardhan Puja, you just need to bring your flowers and your prasad for offering on that evening. So please bear those dates in mind, share the invitation. I will invite you to stand for the Puranahuti. This will be followed by asking the teachers if they could come to the front here so the boys could do your arti. And then we will have the final arti bhajan sung after that. So boys, please stand for Puranahuti, to be followed by arti to your teachers and then final arti. Hari Om Jayanti Mangala Kali Bhadrakali Kapalini Durga Kshama Shiva Datri Swaha Sudha Namostute. Join hands everyone. Om Purnamadat Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudakshate Purnasya Purnamadhar Purnamivavashishyate Om Sarvame Purnahum Swaha. Using the lotus water, you offer Achman 3 times around. Om Sarvatirtha Samayuktam Sugandhim Nirmalam Jalam Achmaniam Mayadatam Grihana Parameshwaram Achmaniam Samarpyamiram Samarpe. Give this flower to him. Let him fan the flame in all directions, north, south, east, west, upwards. Om Banasptir Sudhuto Gandayo Gandutamaha Argya Devanam Dupoyam Patigredam Dupam Darshamirum Dupam Darshe. Wherever you are, direct both palms towards Agni Devata. Pass over your entire body 3 times, seeking that divine energy and blessing. Om Shri Analaye Namo Namaha. Hari Om. I invite the teachers to please come to the front bench. Young men, I invite you to go to your teachers. You place flowers on their head. One person can do that. Perform the arati to your teachers, and each of you bow and seek their blessings as we engage now in arati bhajan.
Om Jai Jagadish Hare Swami Jai Jagadish Hare Bhakt Jano ke sankat दास जनों के संकट क्षण में दूर करे ओम जय जगदीश हरे जो ध्यावे फल पावे दुख बिन से मन का स्वामी दुख बिन से मन का संपत्ति घर आवे सुख संपत्ति घर आवे कष्ट मिटे तन का ओम जय जगदीश हरे मात पिता तुम मेरे शरण रहूं किसकी स्वामी शरण रहूं किसकी तुम बिन और न दूजा तुम
सकी। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। तुम पूरन परमात्मा तुम अंतर्यामी। स्वामी तुम अंतर्यामी। पार ब्रह्म परमेश्वर पार ब्रह्म परमेश्वर तुम सबके स्वामी। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। तुम करुणा के सागर तुम पालन करता। स्वामी तुम पालन करता। हम सेवक तुम स्वामी हम सेवक तुम स्वामी कृपा करो भरता। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। तुम हो एक अगोचर सबके प्राणपति। स्वामी सबके प्राणपति। किस विधि मिलो दया में किस विधि मिलो दया में तुम हो मैं कुमति। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। दीन बंधु दुख हरता तुम रक्षक मेरे। स्वामी तुम रक्षक मेरे। अपने हाथ उठाओ अपने हाथ उठाओ द्वार पर तेरे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। विषय विकार मिटाओ पाप हरो देवा। स्वामी पाप हरो देवा। श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ाओ श्रद्धा प्रेम बढ़ाओ संतन की सेवा। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। तन मन धन सब है तेरा। स्वामी सब कुछ है तेरा। तेरा तुझको अर्पण तेरा तुझको अर्पण क्या लागे मेरा। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे। भक्त जनों के संकट दास जनों के संकट क्षण में दूर करे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम। ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा। नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम। ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा। ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा। ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा।
Hari Om. So I'll invite the boys to turn, face the murtis. This morning we've come together as a one grand family to offer our love and our gratitude to Bhagwan as we celebrate this most auspicious occasion of Diwali, as we celebrate our love for Lakshmi Mata, as we understand the philosophy of our scriptures. O Prabhu, we express our utmost gratitude for all of the blessings that you've bestowed upon us and our respective families. In a similar manner, we pray for blessings continued upon us, that we would have that strength of character and purpose to overcome all difficulties and all obstacles, that you would allow that light of divinity to shine brightly within each and every one of us, so that we recognize our true reality and our true purpose. For you, O Lord, a mother and father, you are family, you are friend, you are knowledge, you are wealth, you are everything to us. We pray for your protection. We pray for those persons less fortunate than ourselves. We pray for those persons who may have lost loved ones. We pray especially for persons who are engaged in acts of criminality and deviant behavior, that you would redirect their minds, their thoughts, and their actions away from those ill-conceived ideas and towards you. We pray with all sincerity, O Prabhu. Hari Om Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhu Cha Seka Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Om Mantrahinam Kriyahinam Bhaktihinam Sureshwari Yad Pujitam Maya Devi Paripuranam Darastami Avahanam Najanami Visarjanam Pujan Chaiva Najanami Shamyatam Parameshwari Om Dhyau Shanti Antariksha Bhum Shanti Prithvi Shanti Apah Shanti Ushadheya Shanti Bhanaspatir Shanti Vishwadeva Shanti Brahma Shanti Sarvum Shanti Shantireva Shanti Sama Shantiredhi Sushantir Bhavatu. प्रेम से बोले श्री गणेश भगवान की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय, वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय, श्री पवनपुत्र हनुमान की जय, आज शक्ति दुर्गा माता की जय, महालक्ष्मी माता की जय, महासरस्वती माता की जय। प्रेम से बोले श्री सच्चे सनातन धर्म की जय। चिंतन अराउंड यू सब कोई जय जय सीताराम। May Bhagwan bless us all. May we have a very powerful, productive and safe week ahead. We look forward to seeing you all at our various programs. And Shubh Diwali to each and every one of you. Jai Sri Ram.